Minnesota Public Safety Awards. My name is Pat Coyne. I'm the director of the ambulance department at North Memorial, and we're delighted to have you all. We'd like to start the evening with the presentation of the colors from the Minnesota EMS Honor Guard. Please rise. Chaplain Bodine.
Let's pray.
It's time to drop the puck on a new season of boys hockey on November 21st and 22nd. Tune in for live coverage of the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament from the Plymouth Ice Center.
Right tag gets in, free score!
Host Wayzata will be joined by Maple Grove, Holy Family, and two-time defending state champion Edina.
Nice move to the backhand, now he shoots, he scores!
All 4 games will be live on Channel 12 and 12.tv. Skate in for all the action starting at 5 p.m. each day.
Everybody, hope you enjoyed your dinner. Again, this is our 31st annual awards ceremony. It's hosted by North Memorial, and we're very happy to do this, and we're very grateful for everybody who has come. So I'd like to start by introducing our head table here, and to my far right is Pam Bilodeau. She is the Executive Director of the Emergency Medical Services Regulatory Board. To my immediate right is Bruce West. He is the Minnesota State Fire Marshal. And to my left is Mona Doman, and Mona is Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. And to Mona's left is Dan Schoen, and Dan is a representative of the state legislature. So before we begin tonight, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Minnesota EMS Honor Guard, who always graces us with their wonderful service, and we're grateful for them for that. Also, the Northwest Community Cable 12 TV folks for allowing other folks who are not able to be with us tonight to see this. And lastly, the staff of Earle Brown, who does a wonderful job, serves us great food, and provides wonderful service for us. So it gives me a great pleasure to introduce a gentleman this evening who's very special to North Memorial and very special to a number of us here. His name is Michael Parrish, and Mike is the Vice President of Primary Care and Enterprise Operations for North Memorial. And Mike has collaborated on this program with another gentleman by the name of Doug Hoppenrath 30-some years ago to put this on, and Mike has continued to support this program and given us everything we need to make it happen. Mike will be retiring on December 5th this year, and he's been a wonderful boss and a fixture at North Memorial, and we'd like to welcome him up here to make some remarks. And we hope to have him back every year hereafter, but this may be his final remarks period. Come on, Michael.
Thanks, Patty. Took all my remarks.
Anyway, thank you very much for all of you attending tonight. As Pat said, I've been involved with this event for many, many years, working with Doug Hoppenrath and others. And I was just talking to Chief McCoy here earlier about when this all started back at the hospital in the basement of North Memorial Medical Center. And there weren't near as many people at that first event. And it grew, and it grew, and it ended up moving to the Ramada and Minnetonka, and then it's kind of moved around, but it continued to grow and really gained legs, and we gained the support of a lot of folks, as well as our fire chiefs and our police chiefs, and we've really been very appreciative of all of our colleagues that have helped us and North Memorial support this terrific event. Because it's great to be able to get out and on an annual basis recognize the folks that go above and beyond every year, whether they're police, fire, EMS, or especially our civilians that do things that they don't think about when they're getting up and hopping in their car to go to work, or they're on their way home, and all of a sudden something happens. They see it and they go, maybe I'll stop and see what I can do to help. And the next thing you know, they're saving somebody's life. They're doing something incredible, and it's a great thing for all of us to be able to recognize those folks, be it whether you're on duty and you've punched the clock or whether you're just on your way home. So. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy the event tonight. It's a great event, and I really look forward to this evening, and thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Give you a little history on the Public Safety Awards. In 1984, North Memorial Medical Center hosted the first annual Public Safety Service Awards program to honor those individuals who distinguish themselves through acts of dedication or heroism and who might otherwise go unnoticed. The event, sponsored by North Memorial Healthcare, is held on the second Thursday of November in the Twin Cities, and applications nominating an individual or group of individuals are accepted throughout the state of Minnesota for the calendar year of October 1st through September 30th. Among those who have been honored in past years are police officers, sheriffs, FBI agents, firefighters, emergency medical services personnel, and civilians whose contributions and dedication to public safety enrich the safety of their communities and makes our community a much better place to live. So I'd like to introduce and thank the committees who have helped us put this program together. Could the folks that were on the selection and event committee please rise? Thank you for your service. And the key person that makes this happen every year is Nancy Sundberg. Nancy? Thank you so much, Nancy, for all the work that you put into this to make it happen. Just to explain to folks how this works, there are 3 categories of recognition. They are the Award of Valor, the Award of Honor, and the Award of Merit. And the banners that you see here, the blue is representative of law enforcement, the red is for fire service, the green is for EMS, and the white is for civilians. Now, to date, we have honored 690 people, and tonight we have 2 for valor, 14 for honor, 7 for merit, and we have 11 in law enforcement, 4 in the fire service, and 8 civilian awards being presented. So next I'd like to ask Chaplain Bodine to return to the podium. Reverend Bodine has been a chaplain at North Memorial for 34 years. He has also been the chaplain for the Minneapolis Fire Department, and he's been on the Robbinsdale Fire Department for 27 years, and is also the fire marshal. He is a member of the Minnesota 1 Disaster Medical Assistance Team and the Red Cross Critical Response Team. Greg's wife, Cindy, is a critical care nurse at North Memorial as well. They have 4 adult children and 1 grandchild who I know Greg is extraordinarily proud of. Welcome, Greg.
Well, I want to thank you for the invitation to share with you this evening. You know, I have been at each of those Minnesota Public Safety Awards banquets since they did start in 1984, and I remember that basement room, the Lakeshore and Pinecrest room. Well, over these 31 years, I have been awed and inspired by the real-life stories of heroism and courage and sacrificial service. And so I feel honored to be asked to speak tonight, and I feel honored to be amongst those who are receiving awards this evening. And I do want to add a special thanks to North Memorial Medical Center for its faithful service to our communities over all of these years, and for its faithful sponsorship of this event for 31 years. That's a faithful commitment, and so thank you very much for being willing to do that. Well, I've been on the selection committee for many years as well, and it's been our responsibility to review these inspiring real-life stories and to recommend individuals and teams for awards of valor and honor and merit. You know, as I reflected on these real-life stories, I also reflected on my own life. You know, most of us have moments when, in the midst of the busyness and the loud, hectic life that we live, where we pause to reflect for a few moments on the universal questions like, why am I here? Or questions like, what am I supposed to be doing? You know, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing while I'm here? Theodore Roosevelt said this: "Blessed is the person who knows what on earth they are on earth to do, and who get about the business of doing it." Isn't that so true? Blessed is the person who knows what on earth they are on earth to do, and who get about the business of doing it. That's a pretty profound question. You know, do you know what on earth you're on earth to do? I know when I was young, I couldn't have answered that question with a lot of confidence. I couldn't have answered that with a lot of clarity. When I was younger, I wrestled with the road not taken, and I wondered about, what should I be doing with my life? And I can tell you, as I got older and my sense of calling became more clear, and I was able to find a work that uses the skills and the gifts and the talents that God has given to me, that uses the interests that I have, the passions that I have in life. And to be able to answer that question brings a profound sense of peace, but also contentment. Blessed is the person who knows what on earth they are on earth to do, and who get about the business of doing it. I'd like to suggest this evening, for those who are being honored, that a part of why you are here are your deeds of valor and honor and merit that you have done. A part of what you are supposed to be doing here is what you are receiving awards for. But you know there's so much more to do. Back in 1988, I received an award of honor at this event for swimming out into the middle of Twin Lake on a cold fall day to rescue 2 men who were drowning in Twin Lake after their boat capsized and sank. Now, I don't consider what I did as all that heroic. I knew the risks. I'd worked for 10 years when I was much younger. I worked as a lifeguard and a swimming instructor, and so I knew the risks. And yet I had some skill and I had some training for what needed to be done. But the amazing thing about that moment in time was not what I did. The amazing thing is that I happened to be there. And I don't think that was an accident. I think that was a divine appointment. One of the men who was drowning told me the next day when I visited with him at North Memorial, he was in ICU, and he was recovering from inhaling all of that water. And he said to me, "You know, Greg, as I was slipping beneath the waves, I prayed desperately. I prayed desperately for more time. My twin daughters were born a month ago, and just last week they got discharged from North Memorial, the neonatal intensive care unit. I just wanted a little bit more time. Well, there just happened to be an old lifeguard who was fishing with his sons on that shore on that day that God could use to answer that prayer. I happened to be on that shore. Some of you here tonight happen to be on another shore, or you happen to be on duty, or you happen to be at that place on the road. I had a choice. You had a choice. You chose to help. You may have had some training for what you did, but maybe not. You saw a need and you responded. You were at that right place at the right time and you did the right thing. You saw a need and you responded. You knew the risks and you did it anyway. For those here who are part of public safety, you know the risks out there. And yet you go out there day after day. For some, you were willing to lay down your life if need be. For Scott Patrick, he did lay down his life as the ultimate act of service and sacrifice and duty. A part of what you are supposed to be doing while here are what you're receiving awards for tonight. But I also want to say to you tonight, there is so much more to be done. I hope that each and every one of us here have within us a desire to do what we can. We all have different gifts and talents and ability, but what can we do? If you wonder what on earth you are on earth to do, I'd like to suggest to you this evening first that you consider your relationships. Each of us has many roles and relationships in life. I think a big part of what we're supposed to be doing in life should be focused on those relationships. A relationship to God and to family and to friends. Investing time and energy and effort into our relationships will bring us the greatest rewards. Now, when we invest time and energy and effort into our families, probably nobody is going to give us an award for that. But I want to say tonight that the greatest rewards come from our relationships, the people we love and who love us. Faith and family and friends form the foundation of a fulfilling life. As you think about your life and what you're supposed to be doing, live intentionally and love intensely. Second, if you wonder what on earth you should be doing, consider your community. Beyond that inner circle of family and friends and faith community are the cities and the communities we live in. I believe that a part of what we should be doing in life can be doing something to make our part of the world a better place. I think we all have a longing to be part of something bigger than ourselves. I think we all have a desire to contribute and give back in some way. For many of you being honored here tonight in public safety, you have this opportunity in your job and in your career to give back to your community. But for all of us, there are many opportunities to serve our communities if we are willing to share our time and our talents. And finally, if you're wondering what on earth you are on earth to do, consider doing intentional acts of kindness. Kindness. Not all important things are big things. Some people wrestle with that, what am I supposed to be doing? Because sometimes they're looking for this big, great thing. But often, it's the little things that make so much of a difference. Not all important things are big things, and many small kindnesses can make a big difference. You've all heard of the statement, random acts of kindness, and they are great. But today I would like to challenge you to begin practicing purposeful acts of kindness. Purposeful acts of kindness. Don't just have good intentions. Be intentional and purposeful in your kindness. I want to challenge you tonight to think about doing an intentional act of kindness. To do a wholly unexpected kindness of some kind tomorrow or this weekend, and just do it. Sometimes we have great intentions and we overthink things and we underdo things. Don't overthink it. Don't underdo it. Think about something you can do in the next couple of days. You put enough kindnesses together during this holiday season, and it can become a fulfilling habit. Do you want meaning in your life? Do you want meaning in your life? Do something meaningful for others. Do you want a sense of purpose in your life? Look around you for some need around you and do something purposeful about it. Look around you for some need around you and do something purposeful about it. Random acts of kindness are great, but I think purposeful acts of kindness are even better. Blessed is the person who knows what on earth they are on earth to do and who get about the business of doing it. Amen. Okay.
Thank you, Greg. That was wonderful. We have a history here of a gentleman by the name of Doug Hoppenrath, who was really the instigator of this award ceremony. And I won't say too much about him because I'm afraid I'll steal Ray's speech here. So I'll just call on Ray McCoy. He's a former director of West Hennepin Public Safety, and ask him to come and talk about the scholarship presentation.
Thank you, Pat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and very humbling that I was asked to speak and give a little history about the Doug Hoppenrath Public Safety Achievement Award. For many in this room did not have the privilege of working or knowing Doug Hoppenrath, or as he is known to those of us that knew him, Hoppy. I'll try to briefly explain the significance, and I'll repeat that. the significance that Doug Hoppenrath had in law enforcement, fire service, EMS, and the people around him. As Chaplain Bodine just indicated, he did acts of kindness, and they were very intentional every day. Doug had the most infectious smile that overflowed of customer service to those around him. Doug was always willing to share his expertise for better patient care. He clearly understood the first responder role in providing that first few minutes of patient care and what a significant outcome it would have for that patient. Doug was a paramedic at North. He was a firefighter at Brooklyn Park. He was a member of the Hennepin County Sheriff's Emergency Squad. So he knew these different roles that we each play every day in taking care of our community members. In 1984, Doug created the North Memorial Public Safety Award Program. Doug not only noticed there was a real void in police, fire, EMS for recognition of heroic actions that people took to assist other people. Doug also seen that civilians that are not paid to put their lives in danger would intentionally put themselves in harm's way to assist, oftentimes a stranger. In 1984, as it was indicated earlier this evening, it started out in North Memorial Hospital in the basement. I had the privilege of attending those first few award ceremonies. It soon outgrew that hospital setting. It honored hundreds of people in the past 31 years. Then we received devastating news of Doug's illness. He put up a great fight, but his illness finally took his life at age 52 in 1998. In Doug's honor, the Doug Hoppenrath Public Safety Achievement Award was created to honor those whose life was dedicated to public safety and best exemplified the true spirit of public service that Doug lived every day. I mentioned to my daughter Stephanie that I was giving an introduction about Doug Hoppenrath. She went on to recount all the memories that she had of Doug when we attended the State Fire Chiefs Conference, in which Doug was the face of North Memorial at those conferences. She even recounted the items that Doug gave her. It was then that I realized not only was Doug just successful in what he did, but what he did was significant. You may ask, what is significance? Webster defines it as the quality of having a notable worth or influence. I propose to you that describes Doug Hoppenrath's life. In 2013, in an effort to further honor the significance that Doug Hoppenrath had, we honor his dedication to law enforcement, to honor his dedication to the fire service, to honor his dedication to EMS, and to honor the dedication of the citizens of our communities. The Doug Hoppenrath Public Safety Achievement Award was changed to Doug Hoppenrath Scholarship Endowment Fund. This scholarship fund is designated to assist the children of police, fire, EMS parents. One of the requirements are that the child pursuing a career in police, fire, or EMS, and the spirit that Doug's significance needs to be involved in extracurricular activities, community, or volunteer activities. It is my privilege to have Mike Parrish, co-worker of Doug's, who helped start this evening, to come up and help present the scholarship to three very outstanding candidates to receive the scholarships from Doug Hoppenrath Scholarship Endowment Fund. If you'd like to come up, Mike. As I've challenged myself, I'd like to challenge each of our award recipients, each one, no matter what your position on your org chart is, to go beyond the job description, to reach out and give that extra service, encouraging word, listening ear, or a hand. That, my friends, would be creating significance, a Doug Hoppenrath type of significance. At this time, I'd like to have Ashley Stansberry come forward. Ashley is currently in her second year of education at Central Lake College in Brainerd. She's pursuing her AAS in criminal justice and law enforcement. After completing her 2 years at Central Lakes, she plans to transfer to St. Cloud State to obtain her bachelor's degree in criminal justice and to achieve her career goal in becoming a probation officer. She would like to focus her work with juveniles. Isaiah Kubish. Isaiah currently is a senior at Wilmer High School. He plans to pursue his career in law enforcement at Ridgewater College in Wilmer. After obtaining his bachelor's degree in criminal justice, he'll transfer to Alexandria Tech for his skills and finish off his degree at Metropolitan State in St. Paul. Isaiah says he has wanted to be a police officer for as long as he can remember. He is looking forward to protecting the community and being a leader that others can look up to. Kayla Adams. Kayla currently is a senior at Jackson County Central High School. She's a enforcement student at Minnesota West Technical College. She plans to become a peace officer with secondary emphasis in ambulance service. Kayla has not had an easy childhood. Her biological parents were separated and never went to law. She had lived between relatives and child protective service. While living with her father, she had the burden of being required to watch her children. Also, to live on many jobs, she couldn't do the household. Much more than a young lady should bear. Thankfully, she found a mentor at the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Will Murray, who's with her tonight. Not only encouraged her, but has also taken her in as his own daughter. Kyla is truly an inspiration. She has overcome such difficult odds and dreams to become a dedicated peace officer.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Mike. Commissioner Doman and Executive Director Jim Franklin join us on the stage. Our first award is for valor in law enforcement to the family of Scott Patrick and a representative of the Mendota Heights Police Department. Please join us on the stage. On July 30th, 2014, Mendota Heights police officer Scott Patrick was on patrol in West St. Paul when he pulled over a vehicle for unknown reasons. Upon approaching the vehicle, Officer Patrick was fatally wounded. For Officer Patrick's dedication to duty, we honor him, his memory, and the sacrifice that he made. I'm sure I speak for the entire gathering. We're very, very sorry. Next award is for valor and honor in the law enforcement category. Scott Goddard, Adam Kronstead, and a representative of the Crow Wing County Sheriff, please, on stage. On August 14th, 2013, Crow Wing County Sheriff Sergeant Scott Goddard, along with his partner, Deputy Adam Kronstead, responded to a welfare check south of Brainerd. Upon arrival, there was no answer at the home, but they heard a single gunshot coming from the nearby woods. On further investigation, they found the suspect up in a tree stand, threatening to shoot. After various tactics were used to get the suspect to come down, they finally deployed pepper spray. The suspect began to climb down as the arrest team began to verbally command him to comply. Then the suspect started climbing the tree again, turned and fired a single shot, striking Goddard just outside of his tactical vest. Goddard and Kronstadt returned fire, which resulted in the suspect being fatally wounded. For their dedication to duty, we honor them with these awards. Next award is for merit in law enforcement. The recipient is Barry Heikkinen, and Barry was unable to join us this evening, but for the benefit of the viewing public, we'll read the award. On October 18th, 2013, Hennepin County Sheriff Deputy Barry Heikkinen responded to a shooting only 1 block away from his location. Upon his arrival, he found a victim in the street with a gunshot wound to his chest. Not even knowing where the shooter was, he ran over to the victim and quickly applied pressure to the wound. As Minneapolis police arrived, he asked an officer to retrieve his medical bag. He applied a halo chest seal to the wound, turned him over, and applied another seal to the exit wound. At this point, he was relieved by the Minneapolis fire personnel. For his actions, we present Deputy Heikkinen with the Award of Merit. This award is for honor. Would Matthew Hagan and Jesse Mathwig please join us? On January 29th, 2014, Maple Grove police officer Jesse Mathwig responded to a vehicle accident on 169. Upon his arrival, he found the vehicle was on fire. The driver was still inside, unconscious, and the doors were locked. Hennepin County Sheriff's Deputy Matthew Hagan arrived on the scene, and Mathwig advised him of the situation. They both tried to put the fire out, but they depleted their fire extinguishers. After multiple attempts, they were eventually successful in breaking out the glass, and together they pulled the driver to safety. For their actions, we present them with the Award of Honor. This award is for merit. Would Forrest Deering please come to the stage? On May 31st, 2014, Hennepin County Sheriff Special Deputy Forrest Deering was working a detail near Minnehaha Falls when he received a call of a man attempting to jump off the bridge above the falls. Upon his arrival, the man seemed very agitated and admitted that he was having mental issues. Deputy Deering assured him that everything would be fine, tried to calm him down, and then tried to block his way to the ledge of the bridge. As the man pulled himself onto the ledge, Deering grabbed him and began pulling the man away from the bridge, and he was able to successfully restrain him and keep him from further harm until further assistance arrived. For his actions, we present Forrest Deering with this Award of Merit. This award is for honor. Would Brian Buning please join us? On June 16th, 2014, Minnesota State Patrol Trooper Brian Buning was dispatched to I-90 near Beaver Creek in southwestern Minnesota. A young woman was trapped in her car on the interstate due to flooding. She stated the water was over her seat and coming into the vehicle fast. She was afraid the current was going to pull her into the ditch. When Buning arrived, he walked down the interstate to the vehicle where the water was up over his knees already. As he had made contact with the woman, he had her roll down the passenger window and climb out to him. The water was now just below the window and continuing to rise. As they stood in the eastbound lane, the car was swept away into the ditch, turning over and floating away. When the DNR arrived, they attempted to launch a boat to Trooper Buning and the woman. However, the current was so swift that it took the boat further downstream in the direction of the car. Fire personnel and water rescue suits were able to get out to them and tie a rope to them, and they were able to successfully get away from the danger and get them to safety. For his actions, we present Trooper Buning with the Award of Honor. This award is for honor. And would Jason Marino and Clint Abel please join us? On April 4th, 2014, Maplewood police officer Jason Marino, along with his partner, Officer Clint Abel, responded to the call of a vehicle accident at the intersection of Larpenteur and White Bear Avenue. Upon their arrival, they found a car fully engulfed in flames. As they ran to the vehicle, they heard cries for help from inside. Because the vehicle was resting on its side, they had to help the victim climb out through the driver's window. At that point in time, the man's pants were already on fire. The officers were able to pat out the flames, and they pulled him to safety. For their actions, we present them with the Award of Honor. That's all we have in the law enforcement category. But I'd like to invite Bruce West to the stage to present the Fire Award. This award is for merit. Would Paul Roscholt, Eric Bakken, Tim Smith, and Dan Yackel please join us? On the morning of November 21st, 2013, St. Louis Park Fire Captain Paul Roscholt, along with firefighter Eric Bakken, Tim Smith, and Lieutenant Dan Yackel, responded to a call of a vehicle in a pond on the northeast corner of Highway 7 and 100. It was reported that there were passengers trapped inside. Upon arrival, the driver was spotted on top of the vehicle in the pond, along with Joel Owen, a nearby resident who had swum out to help her already. Wayne was yelling that there were children still trapped in the submerged vehicle. Bakken and Smith swam to the vehicle, and Smith brought the two adults back to shore. Captain Roscholt and Lieutenant Yackel swam out to the vehicle. Bakken was told to return to shore as he did not have appropriate cold weather water gear on. Smith returned to the scene, and the three firefighters worked together to free the 5 children from the vehicle. For their actions, we present them with the Award of Merit. Dan, would you please join us on the stage? This award is for honor, and it's for Joel Owen, and he was unable to attend. On the morning of November 21st, 2013, Joel Owen heard cries of help coming from outside. He quickly dressed and went out to the drainage pond on the northeast corner of Highway 7 and 100 in St. Louis Park. He saw a female standing on top of her vehicle, yelling her children were still inside. Stopping a passing car, he asked them to call 911. He then ran back to the pond and swam out to the vehicle. The woman was frantic in attempting to retrieve her children. St. Louis Park firefighters arrived and entered the water, bringing Owen and the women to shore. Then they retrieved the 5 children from inside the vehicle. For his actions, we present Joel Owen with the Award of Honor. This award is also in the honor category, and it's for Kaylee Emerson, who was unable to attend. On July 25th, 2014, a traffic accident occurred on I-35 involving a semi-truck and 3 other vehicles, one of which was a Metro Mobility bus. The accident caused a semi-truck to start fire, and the driver of the Metro Mobility bus was unconscious and trapped behind the wheel. Passerby, Kaylee Emerson, saw the bus stuck against the burning truck. He hooked his personal vehicle to the bus and pulled it away from the fire. Moments later, the semi-truck was fully engulfed in flames. Roseville Police and Fire arrived and were able to assist the driver. For his efforts in this life-saving incident, we present Kaylee Emerson with this Award of Honor. This is an Award of Honor. Would William Glad please come forward? There are several other individuals that assisted in this: Robert Supanich, Gary Glad, Timothy Glad, and Nicholas Vigo, some who were unable to attend. On May 15th, 2014, along Highway 169 near Tower, Minnesota, Robert Zupanich stopped for a single vehicle rollover accident. The car was on fire and the driver was unconscious and still inside. Also stopping to help was William Glad, Gary Glad, Timothy Glad, and Nicholas Vigo. Zupanich used his fire extinguisher to try to subdue the fire. He also unsuccessfully tried to break out the car windows. William Glad was able to break out the windows with his life hammer as the car filled with smoke and fire. They all worked together to free the driver. His legs were also trapped under the steering column and on fire. They were able to pull the man safely throughout the back window. The driver had severe burns to his legs, but he did survive. For their actions, we present them with the Award of Honor. This award is in the honor category. Would Robert Renning please come forward? On the evening of June 29th, 2014, along I-35W in New Brighton, Robert Renning flagged down another motorist because he was unaware his vehicle was on fire. As the driver pulled over, the vehicle compartment immediately filled with smoke, and the electric locks and windows failed. The vehicle became engulfed in fire. The driver tried to kick out the windows but was unsuccessful. Renning ran to the vehicle and with his bare hands bent the lock door in half from the top down with enough force to shatter the glass. He reached in and helped the driver out through the opening. For his heroic actions, we present Robert Renning with the Award of Honor. That's like superhuman strength there. Well, that concludes our awards this evening. Just a few thank yous. Congratulations to all the award recipients. It's been just a joy to spend the evening in the company of people of such incredible character as yourselves. And I'd like to again thank the committee members and all of our guests who have joined us this evening. We hope you have a safe trip home. Please drive carefully. Thank you.